What's up, my dudes? Giving a little shout out here to Kilculated on YouTube. This is actually one of my day one high school buddies from way back in the day. So he finally started a YouTube channel. He's at 92 subscribers right now. I know how hard it is to start on YouTube with no subscribers. You feel like you can't get anywhere. You feel like it's just so difficult to get somewhere. So please, guys, go help this dude out. Go check out his channel. I'll leave a link down below in the description. I'll leave a link down below in the comments, or you can just type in Kilculated on YouTube and you can find his channel. Go support him. Go give him a sub. Go help him out a little bit. I know it's tough first getting into YouTube, man. It's probably one of the biggest walls you ever hit, because if you don't have any subs, no, you don't get any views, and then you don't get on the relevance page, and then nobody sees your shit. So it's really hard to, make it on YouTube. So definitely go check this dude out. He's an old high school buddy. Let him know who sent you. He does a lot of like Rainbow Six Siege type videos, couple Call of Duty videos. Feel like he's probably going to do a lot more in the future, but mainly what he's doing is just like montages and cool, clutch shots and stuff like that. So definitely go help him out. I know it's tough when you first start on YouTube, and he's only at 92 subs. I know we can at least get him up to 200 or 300 just off of me shouting him out in a couple videos. So go help him out. He's a cool ass dude. I've known him forever. He hasn't really done a whole lot of, I don't think he's done any actual like live commentary or any commentary on any of the videos, but I think he will eventually do that. So he's a cool ass dude. Go check him out. Best track ever, huh, Spence? God dang, it's got to be good. Well, I don't know exactly if I would consider it the best track out there, but this is definitely top five, you know what I'm saying? Like, for sure, 100%, this is a top 5 track. This is like almost to that Nicholas Sandbox level right here, okay? This is like really close to that, and this is actually made by a dude named Janique, 15, something like that on the forum. Sorry if I'm butchering your name a little bit, but if I'm not mistaken, this dude is actually either on the same team as the Nicholas Sandbox team, because they were on like a Bloom Racing team, some shit. I don't know. You can clarify this down below if you know more about this. But this dude there's some sort of correlation with this dude that made this track and then the dude that made the Nicholas Sandbox tracks. And you'll notice that when you actually get on this track, because like a bunch of the objects and even the little like floating particle effects in the air and all this little stuff, a lot of the stuff from those Nicholas Sandbox tracks are on this track right here. Some of the little objects and decals and fence objects and little let's just throw her back there, Spence. God dang, boy. So it's like basically like a Nicholas Sandbox track. It's like you mixed a normal MX Simulator track with a Nicholas Sandbox track. It's pretty much what this is in a weird roundabout way. So in a way, it literally feels like you're playing MX Simulator 2. This is not a track to sleep on. I'm telling you, I know you can kind of see it on the forums and think, it's just another track or whatever. No, you get on this track and it feels like a whole nother game almost. Like, you know how when you get on those Nicholas Sandbox tracks and it's like, Jesus Christ, could literally be MX Simulator 2. Like, that's what it feels like on this track as well. Just with these cool big, off-track rock objects. The track name is actually Purple Rock Compound or something like that. But just the level of detail on a complete another stratosphere than, 99.9% of any other MX Simulator track out there. The only ones I can even think of that are even remotely like on more of a level than this are the 2 Nicholas Sandbox tracks, the Nicholas Sandbox National and Nicholas Sandbox Supercross. Those are the only other tracks in the entire game that I feel like are like on any more of a level than this. And I don't even know if they're that much more of a level than this, because this is like, even on its own, is a crazy another level. I mean, just the lighting and the detail and all the different little random decals off the track and the fucking particle effects, for God's sakes. And, I mean, it's just insane. Like, I'm gonna have to pause this gameplay just to go around this track. This is insanity, dude. Like, you just don't see stuff like this every day on MX Sim. So like I'm saying, I don't know what the exact correlation is between this track and the Nicholas Sandbox tracks. I don't know if this dude was on the same team as the Nicholas Sandbox guy. I don't know how it all sort of correlates and connects together, but probably about 80 or 90% of the stuff on this track has basically directly come from those Nicholas Sandbox tracks. So, like, this little, candy cane ass off track little, whatever the hell you want to call this little roped off area and these little grass objects. Look at this. Look at the level of detail. He's got a log down in the water. He's got little rocks. Like, you just got to kind of know how MX Simulator tracks are and realize that 99.99% of people out there do not put this much effort and this level of detail into their tracks. Like, they just don't. I mean, look at this right here. This is insane, dude. Like, that looks so good, the way he has layered that sand decal and those objects. And you see how it kind of like warps and changes between like different tans of sand out here. It kind of goes from this like really tan sand, and then he's got like this whole, see, this is actually off of the track over here. So he's got this whole, oh my God, dude, this is, wow. That's actually insane how he made that. What the hell even is that? Is that a statue? I gotta see what that is. I don't even know how he did this. Yeah, it's a statue. Wow. Look at this, bro. So these rocks are actually statues out here. And then this big old honking like sand thing is a statue as well. So he like kind of morphed it to where, you know, instead of just that being the off track and then that being it. See, there's a lot of people doing this in MX Simulator now. You see it on some of the BCMX tracks, some of those big mountain objects that you can, big mountain statues you can put out off actually outside of the track square itself. You know, you can actually put stuff way further out than you would think. So people are getting a lot more detail when it comes to the far off on their custom tracks, right? So he's got this whole custom sand looking thing out there. It just looks so freaking real when you're looking at it from a distance, you know what I'm saying? Like versus just having the skybox out there, because that's what typically most people would do on a custom track on MX Simulator previously, is they would just rely on the skybox. Like, let me kind of boost up out of here to show you. You know, they would just rely, see that still is mountains and that skybox out there, they would just rely on that as being the off track, like way off in the distance what you're seeing. But now people are getting into putting these actual custom, dude, look, dude, this is so awesome. Like, bro, this is how you make an MX Simulator track. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this before in this game. I mean, the Nicholas Sandbox tracks are badass, but like the way he has done these rocks and all of this is just on an absolute another level and a half, dude. This is crazy, bro. Like, this is the kind of experience that I wish some of those people that just barely put time into MX Simulator and haven't never rode on a track like this in the game, or they think MX Simulator's graphics sucks or whatever, I wish they could get on a track like this, you know, or the Nicholas Sandbox tracks or whatever. Look at this. He's got this whole, like, railroad, goes under the mountain right here. Like, God, it's got such a vibe when you come over here, because it's kind of got this weird little, like, Lord of the Rings Shire or something. Like, I don't know how to explain. It's got this cool kind of castle-y, cobblestone-y, I don't even know how you explain that. I literally don't. But look at this, dude. He's got a log, all these little grass objects in between the jumps right there. Like, oh my God. I like complete loss of words. I don't know, dude. This is just badass in every way. Either way, let me get back to the bike here. So, and not only the off track and how it looks and everything, but the damn on track too is amazing. Like, it's everything about it. Look at this. Bro, come on now. This is a top five track. You can't even question that now. Like, dude, this is a top 5 MX Simulator track of all time right here, right off the bat. At least currently. It's top 5 100%. I would just about say this is a top 3 custom track on MX Simulator. Like, I mean, some would consider this better than the Nicholas Sandbox National Track, and I would not disagree with you at all. Like, I know the Nicholas Sandbox National Track was really cool in a lot of ways, and obviously the Nicholas Sandbox Supercross track is badass too, but dude, this track is crazy. Like, oh my God, I just can't even believe like what I'm looking at. And I only have my graphics on half, okay? Because I don't want YouTube to downgrade it and give it that weird grainy effect. So if I had my graphics all the way turned up on this YouTube video, it would be like so high detailed that YouTube would just turn it into this weird grain effect. So you can have it looking even better when you turn your graphics up. Like, look at see, this is where that, Nicholas Sandbox, see, that's their actual team, the Bloom or whatever. Guess that's how you say that. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing some of the names or whatever. I just don't know exactly how this dude correlates to Nicholas Sandbox, because that's basically exactly like what the Nicholas Sandbox water ponds look like, other than the actual color of the water. But like as far as the detail of the, the little the cottontail, whatever the hell, the little moss over the water and all that kind of stuff, or cattail, whatever the hell you want to call that. That's very, very similar. Just how he's layered these decals. Like, look at this, bro. It's like grass, sand, one color of dirt, different color of dirt, different color of dirt, rock, different color of rock, different color of off-track dirt, 3-4 different colors of grass. It's just like, oh my God, the way these decals layer together is just so crazy to me. Like, just look at that. That's literally like a picture painting, bro. Like, when you get on the track right here and you look off in the distance, that literally could be a picture. That's how good that scene looks right there. Man, those rock objects are so cool. That I've never seen that ever before on any track in this game, and it really separates this track from every other track in the game, putting something like that on it. And like I say, I'm going on and on about all the off-track stuff and the way everything looks, but the on-track is freaking awesome too. Like, got these cool natural go down a hill, jump up a big jump. You can do a quad, but you got all these different landing areas right here. You kind of quad through the corner here. I don't think this is actually a 3D scan track. Could be mistaken, but that's kind of, I think, what separates the Nicholas Sandboxes from this track, is those are actually 3D scanned from a real-life little sand track. Whereas I don't think this is actually 3D scan, but it just sort of takes a lot of the same objects and a lot of the same stuff from the Nicholas Sandbox track. So the on-track itself, like I say, is going to feel a little bit more like a non-3D scanned, more old school style MX Simulator track, not like that super little micro rut everywhere type feeling that the Nicholas Sandbox tracks have. That's what I mean by it's kind of like a combination of a older MX Simulator track and then a Nicholas Sandbox track. It's kind of a combination of the two. But just the way he's like layered these rocks, there's 2 or 3 different of those rock objects. He's got these cool ass like, kind of cut down stumps of trees in areas. Like somebody's been doing some logging out here. There's like this whole cool vibe to this whole track. This is a vibe, bro, if I've ever seen it. Like, this is, oh my God. And this is how you can do a standard woodland, quote unquote. You guys know I'm always talking about don't do another standard woodland track. Well, this is how you do it, and then make it badass and make it completely different than anything else you ever seen before. This is how you do it. It's going in there and getting like custom modeled rocks and custom modeled stuff, and like, oh my God, that just looks so good, man. Wow. It's just, he just put just enough little touches to it, Just look at this. Look at this. Here's another little effect. What is that? Is that a billboard? Look at that little, it's like a little dust, a little smoky dust effect. You see that? I don't know if you can see that on YouTube. So he's got that little smoky dust effect right there. This can be a little bit longer of a video. If you couldn't already tell here, boys, I'm trying to figure out what is going on. So there's that little bit of that dust effect there, but he's also got, look at this, he's got like just a little bitty grass billboard right here in the sand, but on the track. So he's got these little particle effects. Not sure if you can really see that on YouTube, but that's literally the same exact particle effect that was on some of those Nicholas Sandbox tracks, and like what's on the Nicholas Sandbox Supercross track as well. But look at how cool this little tree object is, dude. I'm just like getting so sidetracked, just looking around like, oh god. Okay, so there's that little thing. And then there's this other little, see, this dude's getting like on a whole nother level, and like with the Nicholas Sandbox tracks as well, they literally have like particle effects and little dust effects. You know, it just like takes that graphical level to a whole nother point. You can kind of see it a little bit right there, you know, it's kind of like just a little bit of dust. It's not really moving, so it's not like a sequence. Let me figure out what that even is. Is it a billboard? Like, I literally don't even know what it is. So where the hell am I at? Coming off of right here. That's got to be this thing, whatever the Smoke 1, yeah. So, like, let me just put a bunch more of them down right here just to kind of give you an example of what's going on. So there's a Smoke 1. Okay, look at that shit, bro. So now you can see. See, I put a lot more of it down so you can really see it now. Dude, that is so badass, bro. Dude, like, oh my god. That's like a way of having, you know how you can put fog on a track on MX Simulator and it's like a default fog level and it goes over the whole track? But the way he's done this with this smoke effect makes it to where you can just put it in one part of the track and not have it anywhere else, right? So you can create these really cool little, dude, that is so, oh my god, that's so cool. And obviously, he had a lot less of it. I know I kind of put a lot more of it down just so you could see it, but he had a lot. I won't save this or anything. I'll just kind of get it back to somewhat of where like it was. And see, what is this? Particle. Yeah, see, this is like a particle effect in smoke, so he kind of put it together. Okay, let me throw down a bunch of these particle effects. Sorry, boys, I know we're getting like retardedly deep right here, but I just want to show how cool these effects really are and how much it takes a track to a whole nother level when you do stuff like that. So that's the smoke, right? And then this is the particle effect. You can kind of see it. I don't know if you can see how good you can see that on YouTube, but let me put just a couple more down so you can see it a little bit better. But yeah, this is the purple rock compound, I guess is the name of this. Okay, so that's the particle effect. Right? So it kind of just looks like you got this little dusting of particles in the air. Kind of hard to explain it. Almost looks like snow when you put that much of it there. It kind of looks like little snowflakes, but dude, dog, bruh. This is like, oh man. I just, every once in a while you get on a track, you can't even hardly explain how cool it is. Like, it's so much on a next level, so cool. You just can't even explain it. Like, dude, look at this section right here. He literally has, like, the dozer marks, but they're actually down in the ground, and I guarantee you. Let me check something. Let me check something else real quick. So, me being a track maker and making over 60-plus custom tracks in the game makes it a lot easier to come in here and see exactly how he's done things and stuff. So, let me see what he's actually got. Let me see if he went to the level that I think that he went. Let me see here real quick. No, not exactly. I thought he literally went to the point of like engraving every single little, all he did was just lowered it in those areas, but it just kind of looks like that with the, that particular decal, right? So like this right here, you know, like I could put that right there and you'd kind of get it somewhat of this similar effect down past it. And then if I lowered it, like, however much he lowered that, probably like whatever, 150, whatever. Just kind of seeing how he did some of this because it looks so freaking cool. Lower it like 1, you know, kind of something like that. And then, whoa, shit, that lowered a bunch more than I thought it was going to. You know, kind of like that. Let me try to, sorry guys, I'm trying to figure out exactly how this was. See, you know what I mean? I kind of created a little bit of what he did there. So, that's pretty cool. But either way, guys, track link down below in the description. 11 out of 10 overall on this track. 100%, 11 out of 10. So you can kind of make that little dozer mark like that. 11 out of 10 overall. He's got a really cool rut when you come back around. It's so cool. Like even just look at this, how it's like you're on a little bit of a hillside, a little bit of an off camber, but then there's like it like kind of the track narrows down quite a bit right here, and then you turn up to the left. It's just crazy. Like the amount of time it would have taken to have gotten this like this is insane. I'm just telling you. Like, so the track is like, I wouldn't necessarily call it just like a normal motocross track. It's almost like this combination of a motocross track with a trail track with a just for fun free ride type style track. You know, it's kind of like a combination of all three of those things, but look at how cool this rut. That is so rewarding hitting this rut right here. So cool. He's got it like kind of waved down. It kind of flares down the downhill right here, just like a normal real life sand rut would make in real life. That's so much more fun hitting ruts like this than hitting a road ruts in the game. It's just unexplainable. And this whole sand section, look at how fucking awesome that is. That's so much better than what he road would make on a section like that, right? It's just so much better. Wow, man. This is, when I see tracks like this, I'm like, dude, I'm not even on this level. Like, my track making is not even on this level, bro. I got to step my game up. This is that next level of track making on MX Simulator right here, if you're wondering. Like, this is what I keep talking about, that, RF needs to get more into doing more like this level. It's just like everything is on a whole nother like resolution quality level. You know what I'm talking about? Like the objects, the decals, the billboards, the rocks, the trees, everything is just on a whole nother level of fidelity. It's just, and it makes such a big difference on a game that is so old. You know, a game from 2007 where 99% of the tracks look like a game from 2007 graphically. You know what I'm saying? So when you do finally get a track that looks like really, really good and somebody's really put the time into the graphic side of it on the track, it just makes it feel like a whole nother world, like a whole nother game, like MX Simulator 2. And that's really what gives it that feel. So there's actually a Supercross track on this compound as well. I wasn't the biggest fan of that. It's not bad, but it's just really, really standard, really simple. But I'm not even really reviewing that. I'm just reviewing this normal track on the track here. I mean, just look at this out here, bro. Like, dude, I just want to, like, go look at all parts of this track. I know you never really see any of this out here when you just riding on the track normally, but, bro, somebody hire this kid. Like, somebody needs to hire this dude and Nicholas Sandbox to make every track, every pro track in the game. These are the kind of people that should be making the pro tracks in the game. You know, the RF tracks. Like, why the hell are these not the people making the pro tracks? What? Like, what? Oh, man. This is so cool that it's unexplainable. But yeah, you can see a lot of the similar objects from Nicholas Sandbox, but it's, even though it has a lot of similar objects and decals and trees or whatever for Nicholas Sandbox national track, it's still a completely different track. This is not, even though it uses a lot of the similar stuff, it's still completely different, you know? Like, you certainly don't want to go in there and make a track that's basically uses all of the Nicholas Sandbox national objects and then just make another track out of it. Like, you don't want to do that, you know what I mean? And this is not that. This is a completely different track. Even though it uses some things, it's still a completely different track. And that's kind of the code of conduct I feel like we all pretty much use when it comes to track making. It's okay to take this little thing here from that track and that little thing there from that track and this little thing here from this track, but you never want to, like, basically use all of the same things as somebody else's track on your track and just change the layout or change the jumps. Like, you know what I mean? You don't ever want to make something that similar. And this is completely different than Nicholas Sandbox National. And like I said, I think they're on the same team anyways or whatever. So I don't know what the correlation is exactly, but yeah, really cool track here, dude. So like I said, 11 out of 10 overall. Difficulty probably medium. Really cool floater, jump, whip it all the way backwards, thug, nasty, fatty, you know what it is. This is definitely going down in the history books of some of the best tracks in MX Simulator. This is right up there with those Nicholas Sandbox tracks. I'm just saying, like, this is right up there with it. I know the James Stewart Compound 15 is really cool. And it might, in a way, outdo this track a little bit, but not graphically, that's for sure. And he's even got like quite a few little trail areas down through. He's got some freestyle jumps. It is definitely a full compound. I mean, I didn't even check out like everything on it. I just checked out like the main course. But dude, 11 out of 10. Literally, there's nothing more you could have done to this track to have made it any better. Literally nothing. Like, I can't even think of anything else you could have done to have made it any better at all. At all. And it just blew me away. So, either way, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Go check out my high school buddy, Kilculated, on YouTube. Go give him a sub. Appreciate all the support. We're going to keep the videos rocking on. Really cool track right here. Don't sleep on this track. This is one you want to download 100%. Go check it out. It's called Purple Rock Compound. Love it, dude. Love everything about it. So either way, later, dudes.